Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. I'm about to video title. You know what this video is about. A crazy show. Forbidden Door is very crazy, and the cliffhanger at the end was just perfect. You see, of course, the cage match, unsanctioned, anything can happen in the match, but after the match, it was crazy. A beatdown that happened, of course, after the match on Will Ospreay. And Will Ospreay, we know he had to get surgery on his neck. I think he got 2 herniated discs in his neck that's affecting his spinal cord a little bit. So he could probably be out for a while, and that injury can last up to 4 months to a year, depending on what you're doing. Some people do physical activity, so it'll last a while like that. But you know, sometimes you have neck surgeries. Like football players, they retire usually. They retire fully, but we'll see if he comes back. We also seen, of course, in that match on Tanahashi. Tanahashi getting the pin. This is his last time actually wrestling in the United Kingdom ever. Like that, you know, it's his last little rodeo last year, like a run and stuff. So Tanahashi been wrestling since like the 90s, late 90s or something like that. Been wrestling for a long time. Part of Three Musketeers on him, Shibata, and Nakamura when they first came into the wrestling world in New Japan like that. Supposed to be like the new era of things, and they was doing very good. Multiple-time world championships, G1 Climax winner, I think 3 times, and going out there and just doing everything like that. So him getting the last little victory, the last pin, of course, in the United Kingdom was very good to see. We also see, of course, Edge and Christian get a victory against Kip Sabian and Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus didn't get pinned in this match. It was Kip Sabian that got pinned. He got speared by Edge and got pinned in this match. We also seen Kyle Fletcher successfully defend his TNT title against Takahashi. We also seen, of course, the 4-way match between Monet, Bozilla, Persephone, and Windsor. Since Monet got a victory in that match, but I think her and Persephone gonna have another little match or something. Cause I believe like Mercedes Monet is still the CMLL world champion, women's world champion, so she'll be holding that title for a little bit. It might lead to something else. I know MJF already had to defend his men's world title against Mystico. I think in the I don't know if it's next month or something, but it would be Mass versus title. That would be very good. But the MJF and Hangman Page match might have been my favorite match of the night. I thought Swerve and Okada was my favorite match of the night, but you know, Swerve did have the bad knee, of course, as well. But the match was still good, but I feel like it could have been even better. We probably see another match between them since what happened after the match. Okada took him out after the match with the steel steps and stuff, had him clamped in, hit him with the chair over and over on that knee. So we'll probably see him fight Okada again. And Wardlow is now joining the Don Callis family as well. So they got everybody. They got Kanusuke Takeshita, who won a G1 Climax, trying to go and compete for the IWGP World Title. Then you got, of course, you got Wardlow now. You also got Kyle Fletcher, who's TNT champion. You got everybody in that, like Okada, of course, as well. They got a lot of people, of course, in the Don Callis family. So they got a stacked team. I don't know how Don Callis have enough money for all that to keep signing these people, but he got everybody in his group. But we're gonna see what happens when Swerve come back. I think he's a meniscus tear that he has in his knee. So depending on how bad the tear is, he might be only gone for, you know, maybe like a month or 2 months, 3 months, something like that, right in that range. Maybe back by World's End, or maybe back by early next year. We have to see what goes on. I believe AEW and New Japan is still doing their Dynasty little show they do in January in Japan. So we'll probably see something happen there. Kenny Omega did return this year in that show as well. So we'll see. Jamie Hayter also returned, of course, to help Queen Manata. She was getting beat up by the Triangle of Madness. You know, her and I think Queen Manata, of course, and Tekla have been fighting for weeks. They've been fighting, of course. They're trying to see each other because when Tekla debuted, she attacked Queen Manata after the match and like that. Ever since then, it started a rivalry. We probably see a match between those two eventually, some type of street fight or something between them. Hopefully at All Out. That'd be cool to see. But we did see Jimmy Hayter return to get some revenge on Tekla. So we might see a match between them as well. So there's going to be a lot of things happening. We could possibly see a Blood and Guts women's match. Blood and Guts usually happen around like April or May, but they didn't do it this year. So we might can see one maybe happening at one of these shows at All Out. You can do a Blood and Guts women's match or something, and that'd be pretty cool to see. We also seen, of course, Brodeo win the tag team titles. You know, we got some new tag team champions. And, you know, most times you see teams that get thrown together, it'd be a little shaky sometimes, but they actually work very well together like that. Because I think they already have a relationship already. And then now they're working well together as a tag team. And everything just was in sync with them. And they got the victory, of course, in the end. And new tag team champions. We'll see what FTR story goes from here. Most likely going to lead to Adam Copeland and Christian. There's going to be a match probably happening at All Out, which is going to be in Canada next month. Should be very good as well. But yeah, overall, a pretty good show. Athena and Toni Storm, another classic match as well. I was surprised to see Athena lose in this match. She tapped out to Toni Storm. I don't know what's going to lead to now because I have no idea who's going to be Toni Storm's next opponent. They're going to find somebody else that's new or find somebody who's already there. Who's going to be Toni Storm's next opponent, like in the long run. So we'll see who it is. But MJF and Hangman Page match was probably the match of the night for me. Pure classic. Every time they get in the ring against each other, it's always a classic. They faced off, I believe Hangman won the last two. MJF won, I think he won 1 or 2 or 4 as well. So they've been facing off against each other for a while. MJF did everything he could to win that match at the end. He did all type of things. Brought the ring out, had the clipboard with the metal plate, had titles in there, everything he could, try to cheat to win the match. But Hangman Page went through hell to get the championship title. So he's not going to lose the title in that type of way. So he overcame every thing MJF threw at him, retained the championship, and MJF still has the contract. He can put it in at any time to get a title match. And I think MJF is going to do something very vile. It will be interesting to see if MJF lost that contract and then go down a super dark path, But instead of getting righteous, like Adam Page got, like that came back and redeemed himself, he'd be like so dark and evil that he goes down and does like the complete opposite and makes him become the worst villain you ever seen. That'd be very cool to see too as well. So we'll see how this kind of goes. It depends on how the storyline goes, how everything happens. But overall, pretty good show. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Nigel for the first time for the IWGP World Championship, and that technical match was very good as well. So there's a lot of things that happened in the show. I think I mentioned and covered everything, I believe so. Returns and everything that happened. So yeah, and then I'll know what you guys think about Forbidden Door. I know this year wasn't really super Forbidden Door because we only had a few crossover matches. It was mostly about big storyline implications, but it made the show very good too as well. So it's gonna be nice to see how things happen on Wednesday with the cliffhanger. Will Ospreay getting beat down. The Death Riders, even though Moxley don't have the World Championship, they're still at large, and they're even more vicious now. They took out many people the past few weeks like that, and now taking out Will Ospreay as well. So it's gonna lead to something. Something's gonna happen. All out gonna be something crazy. You might see Darby Allin versus Moxley in some type of crazy match, or you might see something happening. Because even though the Death Riders lose, they still find a way to kind of win in the end by taking people out. So I don't know where it's gonna end, but we're gonna see. But that's all I have for this video. Hope you guys enjoy it. And I don't know what you guys think. I would give this show probably, I would say 8.5 out of 10 rating as a pay-per-view. Very good, and they broke the record for the most fans ever in the O2 Arena as well. Very cool to see. So yeah, wrestling is booming. But that's all I have for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.